We are just going to start the webinar from Pratap University, School of Pharmaceutical Sciences. This series, for the first one, we are going to start the webinar on role of herbal medicine for strengthening immunity during COVID-19. I am Mr. Simanchal Panda. I am from Pharmaceutics. Going to start the webinar. The recent pandemic COVID-19 is the challenge to the world to get real from it. The vaccine till not yet found and no antibiotics still ready against the virus. Before we start the presentation, we should know what is the origin of COVID-19. This is the Wuhan city originated virus that spread throughout the world without any countries left. Almost all countries throughout the world has been under the threat of COVID-19. It was declared pandemic by WHO. Novel coronavirus 2019 is the complete name of COVID-19. As on the surface of the virus, we can see the crown-like projections. These crown-like structure are representing the crown of the virus, and the name itself is the coronavirus. As it is reported at the ending of 2019, the virus was named as COVID-19. This is showing a dangerous scenario throughout the world. It's not leaving India. Still now, the patient number has crossed more than 6 lakhs and entered among the most affected country in the world by making the Russia behind. The total death toll close to 2000. It is nearly 20,000, which make alarming situation in India. The corona not only has affected Asia, Europe, America, it also started knocking the door at Africa. Nearly 54 countries in the Africa has been affected by the coronavirus, and nearly more than 2 lakhs cases have been found in African continent. There are reported more than 5,600 deaths in African countries, and more than 94,000 found to be recovered from this virus. Among those African countries, South Africa is the worst affected countries, where more than 31,000 cases are found. It is reported by WHO on 11/6/2020. Pandemic scenario. We can see that if it has started from small city of Wuhan and it has crossed its boundary, and after affecting badly Germany, Italy, it crossed to UK kingdom. So we can see what are the scenario of COVID-19. In Asia, more than 25 lakh cases are present, whereas in the America, the cases is rising more than 58 lakhs. In Europe, it is nearly 25 lakhs. In Africa, it is nearly 5 lakh cases. Before we know, we must know about the coronavirus mechanism, how it acts in our body and how it comes to our body, and why it is the most danger transmitted disease. So whenever the corona is coming, it is having the crown like structure. As we can see in this diagram, there are number of projections are present on the surface of coronavirus. These are nothing but the proteins. Whenever these are getting contact on our skin, they are binding to receptors, and these receptors are making them trapped inside the cell. It is crossing the cell, and due to the presence of replicase enzyme, the RNA is transcripted, which is coming to our body. The transcription of the viral polypeptide with help of replicase proteol proteolysis to generate NSP3, 4 and 6. Replication transcription complex RCT is found and the RNA genome is formed, and from there it will start rapidly cell division and it just hack our immunity system. Now we will go for an overview of coronavirus and the immunity system. There are, whenever a patient, it may be symptomatic or it may be asymptomatic. A carrier is generally human, those are generally having, who are having the symptoms are fever, dry cough, tiredness. The less common symptoms which were found are HS, pains, sore throat, diarrhea, conjunctivitis, headache, loss of taste or smell. A rash skin or discoloration of finger or toes can also be found. The COVID affects different people in different ways. Most infected people will develop mild to moderate illness and recover without hospitalization. So here it is clearly indicated that our immune system is responsible to re-heal from the coronavirus. If you are having the good immunity, then there is chances of self recovering from this virus. Still, as the vaccine not yet found or any antibiotic yet not found, it is better to make ourselves immune toward any kind of virus. Nowadays, virus and bacteria, new bacteria are getting attacked to different in different time to different area to human being. The reason is why, because nowadays the bacteria are being resistant. The antibiotics as we are consuming in day-to-day life, they are becoming resistant to it, they are making mutation, and the same antibiotic is not giving effect to particular microorganism, which are again hacking our immunity system, and again if we are taking the same antibiotics it will not affect in our body. In general terms it is known as the resistance. So the virus, this corona, is also non-effective toward all kind of antibacterial antiviral drugs. The remdesivir, which are now synthesized and applied on the human being, are showing showing the effects which are not clearly concluded whether it is completely rehealing the coronavirus or not. Previously, the hydroxychloroquine, dexamethasone, remdesivir are used, but the vaccines yet not found and the result still not satisfactory. This virus, we can say, whenever these are studied under the microscope, electron microscope, we can see that the projection of proteins are found on the surface, on the spherical surface. There are crown like projections are found. These are the projections we can see, and these are helping the in our receptor to bind easily and get entrapped in our body. What are the clinical presentation of the coronavirus? This coronavirus causes acute mild upper respiratory coronavirus. It make the infection to respiratory tract. It may give the symptom of common cold. The spherical or pleumorphic involved particles containing single stranded positive sense RNA associated with a nucleoprotein within a capsid comprised of matrix protein. The envelope bears club-shaped glycoprotein projections. The coronavirus invade respiratory tract via the nose. After an incubation period of about 3 days, they cause the symptom of a common cold, including nasal obstruction, sneezing, runny nose, and occasionally cough. The disease resolves in a few days, during which virus is shed in nasal secretion. There is some evidence that the respiratory coronavirus can cause disease of the lower airways, but it is unlikely that this is due to direct invasion. Other manifestations of disease, such as multiple sclerosis, have been attributed to this virus, but the evidence is not clear out. The virology of coronavirus. Coronavirus are important human and animal pathogen. At the end of 2019, a novel coronavirus was identified as the cause of cluster of pneumonia cases in Wuhan, a city in the Hubei province of China. It repeatedly spread, resulting in an epidemic throughout China, followed by an increasing number of cases in other countries throughout the world. In February 2020, the World Health Organization designated the disease COVID-19, which stands for the coronavirus disease 2019. The virus that caused COVID-19 is designated severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2, that is SARS-CoV-2. Previously it was referred to as 2019 nCoV. The Middle East Respiratory Syndrome (MERS) virus, another bacterial virus, spreads more distantly related. The closest RNA sequence similarly is to bat coronavirus, and it appears like that bats are primary source. Whether COVID-19 virus is transmitted directly from bats or through some other mechanism, that is through an intermediate host, is still unknown. How this coronavirus transmitted? Direct person-to-person transmission is the primary means of transmission of several acute respiratory syndrome, coronavirus 2, SARS-CoV-2. It is thought to occur through close-range contact, mainly via respiratory droplets, virus released in the respiratory secretion. Then a person with the infection with cough, sneeze or talks can infect another person. If it makes direct contact with the mucous membrane, the infection can also occur. If a person touches an infected surface and then touch his eye, nose or mouth, droplets typically do not travel more than 6 feet. So it is better to avoid the social closeness. It has to be maintained social distancing, and whenever we have to talk, we have to use the mask so that the droplets should not move from one place to another person easily. Whenever the droplets are coming in contact with the surface, they remain live for a long time. It has been studied that if those are present on the surface of any metal, that can last for more than 18 hours. So it is better whenever we are using any kind of public place, we must have to avoid the contact with the different metals, like the those are present nearby the stairs. We are using the hand pasteurizing. The environmental contamination. A virus present on contaminated surface may be another source of infection. If susceptible individual touch this surface and then transfer infectious virus to mucous membrane in the mouth, eyes or nose, the frequency and relative importance of this type of transmission remain unclear. It may be more likely to be a potential source of infection in setting where there is heavy viral contamination, that is, in an infected individual's household or in healthcare settings. The difference between why the community is important during the COVID-19. We have to boost our immunity so that we can be safe for the COVID-19. It does not indicate that if you are strong in the immunity, we have to close knowingly to the COVID-19 virus. It strengthens the immunity, it will boost our immunity, we have to maintain the social distance, and there is chances of decrease of the viral disease. The novel coronavirus entered the human body through respiratory droplet. Each virus has four major components: S is the spike, M membrane, E envelope, and N nucleocapsid. Upon inhalation, the virus particles use the S protein to latch onto host. Their primary role is to bind with the ACE2 receptor, which is present on the epithelial cells, vascular epithelial cells, and macrophages in the lungs. As the result, the lung loses pulmonary ACE2 function and become injured. This event also affects body pressure and fluid and electrolyte balance. In severe case, multiple organs can be affected and the person may die eventually. When our body encounters foreign microorganism, it activates the immune system, which provides non-specific defenses against any invading pathogens. This is usually in the form of neutrophils, macrophages and mast cell. After this step of preliminary elimination, the body mobilizes the adaptive immunity system, which consists of components that can initiate an immune response that it will be able to recollect in future if same pathogen invade the body. This is achieved when with the help of antibodies called immunoglobulins. How long these antibodies last in our bodies is that determine the period of immunity towards a particular pathogen. A vaccine is technology that allows the body to develop the memory of fighting a pathogen by using a dysfunctional form of the pathogen. In our body, there are a particular type of cell. It is known to everybody here that in our body we are having different type of immunoglobulins, which are nothing but the defense mechanism of our body. Whenever any kind of pathogen is coming to our body, it is the foreign particle for the body, and against particular type of antigen our body produces antibody. So the immunoglobulins, which are the antibodies, they last in our body for a long time. So vaccine is one type of memory vaccine, that is, whenever these are coming to our body, they will produce the immunity and that will fight against the pathogen and it will dysfunction the pathogen activity. So the vaccination is one of the important parameters. Fortunately, we know that the novel coronavirus does not prevent neutralization, which suggests it may not have any strong mechanism to escape the human body antibody mediated defense. How to strengthen our immunity system? Individuals in certain pre-existing illness like diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease and respiratory issues are at the high risk of having COVID-19 complications. We can be immune not only by taking different type of the medicines. Without going to the medical store, we can improve our immunity by regular exercise and from our food. So diet is quite essential to improve our immunity. The balanced diet also plays an important role. The food we eat plays a key aspect in determining our overall health and immunity. If you are eating low carb diets, as this will help control high blood sugar, pressure, and regularly consume vegetables and fruit rich in beta carotene, ascorbic acid, and other essential vitamins. Certain foods like mushrooms, tomato, bell pepper, and green vegetables like broccoli, spinach, and also good option to build resilience in the body against infections. You can also eat supplements rich in omega 3 and 6 fatty acid for daily dose. Some natural immunity supplements include ginger, gooseberries, turmeric. Some of these superfoods are common ingredients in Indian dishes and snacks. There are several herbs that help in boosting immunity like garlic, basil leaf, and black cumin. Certain seeds and nuts like sunflower seeds, flax seed, pumpkin seed, and melon seed are excellent source of protein and vitamin E. Probiotics like yogurt, Yakult, fermented food are also excellent source to rejuvenate the composition of gut bacteria, which is important for nutrient absorption by the body. These are good options for the older generation too. Here I want to tell one thing that in our intestine there are a number of microorganisms are present which are quite helpful for our body. If you are taking good food, the gut bacteria are healthy, we are having good mental effect, and this mental efficacy is directly impacting our immunity. If we are having stress condition, our immunity we are decreasing, so we have to take different immunity booster. We can take some prebiotics so that they can make our intestinal gut bacteria healthy, and that will make our mood state good. And so now we are going to discuss about different herbal immunity boosters which we can find from the nature, and we can improve our immunity if we are adding small proportion in our diet. The first one is the curcumin. Curcumin is nothing but the chemical which are derived from the curcuma longa. The curcuma longa is known as the golden dirt. These are the turmeric which in the Indian dishes is used regularly. Curcumin has prebiotic like properties which enable it to make change to the gut bacteria and support the gut immune connection. Elevated cortisol level may impair the immunity system, and some research suggests that curcumin is capable of lowering the cortisol level. As I told earlier, these are having the prebiotic effect that can improve our intestinal health. These are also having the pro-inflammatory activity by immune cells that can lead to a variety of sub-potential health outcomes. However, research suggests that curcumin may help regulate immune hyperactivity. Several factors such as chronic stress, vitamin deficiencies, lack of sleep, and exposure to toxin can impair the immune system. The next ingredient which I want to discuss is the ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is the general steroid which is used from the ancient time. It improve our immunity, boost our immunity. Being powerful adaptogen, it enhances the body resilience to stress. Ashwagandha improves the body defense against disease by improving the cell-mediated immunity. It also possesses potent antioxidant properties that help protect against cellular damage caused by free radicals. The free radicals are generally found in our cell and that ingredient make our aging effect. If you are taking some antioxidants, it balances the free radicals and it make the healthiness of cells. And these antioxidants are also known as anti-aging ingredients. Next one is the cinnamon, which is common spice which is used in the kitchen. If we can find the ingredient which can boost our immunity, it is not required to rush to the nearest shop, medical shop. This spice is great source of antioxidant. Cinnamon flavors very fall trait, but it can also help you fight off those fall colds as immune stimulator. It prevents blood platelet clumping, inhibit inflammatory substances and can regulate blood sugar. The another common ingredient is the cardamom. It is having the antioxidant and diuretic properties. It lowers the blood pressure. The spice also enhances the ability of natural killer cells to attack tumors. It may protect from chronic disease and it is also having the anti-inflammatory effects. Next one is the holy basil, which is worshipped in almost every home in India. It is also known as the sacred basil. Fresh tulsi leaves are regarded as an adaptogen or anti-stress agent. It has been proven that the chewing of 10 to 12 tulsi leaves on a daily basis help keep blood pressure under control and it prevents stress. It purifies the blood and helps prevent several common ailments. The tulsi is used from the ancient time and it it has very important place in Ayurvedic treatment. The next one is the saffron. Saffron help improve our immunity. If you are taking the saffron regularly, they are rich in carotenoids, they have impact in immunity, it has an appropriate percentage of vitamin C, thus it protects us from various elements as well as the saffrons are the ingredients which are generally found in, these are cultivated in Jammu and Kashmir range. These are quite valuable. These are known as kesar and it has a very elegant properties for the medicines. These are collected from the flowers and in day to day life also these are used. If you are taking regularly saffron or the kesar, there are the amount of carotenes which are present in the flower that will boost our immunity. Not only on that, it is having the rich in vitamin C, which is nothing but the antioxidant in nature. It protects from various ailment and diseases. Next one is the neem. It is known as the Azadi Rakta indica. The azathioprine is one of the ingredients which is antiviral in nature. It boosts our immunity. It fight against the microorganisms. Not only that, it is also anti-helminthic in nature. The neem boosts our immune system while cooling down our body internally. It possesses both antibacterial and antifungal properties that help keep our skin clear, radiant and healthy. Neem also has blood purifying properties. Next one is the amlaki, which is one of the most popular herb in the India. It is found abundantly throughout the continent. This also having a sacred place. It is having the religious effect in Indian society. It is not only sacred, it is full of different chemical ingredient which is helpful to our body. It cures many diseases and disorders. The medicinal effect of the amlaki. It boosts the immune system by building the body natural defense to fight the infection. Amlaki offers certain health benefits that include its ability to manage high cholesterol levels and help normalize blood pressure. A rich source of vitamin C, amlaki is renowned for its immunity and anti-aging benefits. The another ingredient which is one of the CNS drug and commonly it is known as the Brahmi. The Brahmi regular consumption helps the strengthening our immune system. A lot of nutrients along with the antioxidant compounds help increase in the response time of our immune system against various disease and ailments. This is also known as the memory booster. It is not having the very good effect in our brain, it also stimulates our immunity. The regular consumption of Brahmi will help our immunity system as a booster. The next ingredient is the Satavari. Satavari is used in Ayurveda as an immunity booster. According to 2004 study, animals treated with Satavari root extract had increased antibodies to a strain of whooping cough when compared to untreated animals. Whenever a medicine is given to a patient, they are getting rehealed. But whenever the Satavari like ingredients are given, the immunity boosters, it is found that not only the antibacterial effect is given by the medicine, if our body is itself fighting as the immunity booster to the disease, the rehealing power will increase. So it is also suggested that not only in the whooping cough, if the COVID people are treated with different Satavari and other ashwagandha like steroid immunity booster, it has been seen that they are improving quite faster, and this is the one of the important immunity booster which can help to fight against the pandemic COVID-19. Next one is the coriander, which are common spices found in almost all kitchens. The coriander is offers several antioxidants which prevent cellular damage caused by free radicals. Its antioxidants have been shown to fight inflammation in our body. There are different ingredients which can boost our immunity like gooseberries, amlaki, haritaki, bivitaki, and the cinnamon, curcumin, coriander, satavari, brahmi, neem, saffron, tulsi, cardamom, ashwagandha, curcumin like various ingredients. We can also boost our immunity by taking different type of omega acids, fatty acids. If we are using those in our regular supplements, like if you are taking ginger, turmeric, some other Indian dishes and snacks, these are most are common. If you are taking it flaxseed, pumpkin seed, melon seeds, sunflower seed are having the excellent source of protein and vitamin E, and it will improve our immunity. The probiotics are generally if you are taking, these are having immunity boosters. How these are the immunity booster? Because if you are taking, if our gut is healthy, it is related to our CNS, and the gut microbiota system will help our mental state, and it is the mood elevator, and our health will become good resistant against different type of the disease. These prebiotics like yogurt, yakult, fermented food are excellent source of reservoir and composition of gut bacteria, which is important for nutrient absorption by the body. These are good option for the older generation too. The next one is the Triphala, which are used from the ancient time. These are having very important role in the Ayurveda and the traditional medicinal system. This Triphala is nothing but the composition powder of Amlaki, Haritaki and Bivitaki. The Triphala has been used in Ayurveda medicine from thousands of years. It's thought to support bowel health and aid digestion. As an antioxidant, it's also thought to detoxify the body and support the immune system. Triphala is not appropriate for everyone to use. The study thus concludes the use of Triphala and its three individual constituents as protein immunostimulators, immunosuppressants further suggest them to be a better alternative for allopathic immunomodulators. There are many herbs that we can use regularly as our herbal immunity booster. The concern of this topic is that it is better to be resistant than to be treated. The COVID-19 is the pandemic. It can transmit from one person to another person. So, if we are having our immunity to be get boosted by taking some diet from the kitchen source, it is not required to take the immunity booster or the medicine from the nearby medical shop. The herbal immunity boosters, those can be taken in less quantity every day in our day-to-day diet. It will enhance our immunity and make safe from many pathogens. So I am concluding the webinar and I am making switch on to the question answer session.